Sam from Ghostbase here, and I just want to give you a little tour around the new Ghostbase update that just dropped. So I've gone ahead and set up a fresh workspace here, but say you have maybe some writing clients or your own workspace or one for your business, whatever it might be. In this new interface, they're going to show up all on the left side here, so you can easily and quickly switch between your different workspaces. And the first thing you should do when you set up a workspace is add some content to the digital brain. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on this digital brain tab here. And if you're new to Ghostbase, the digital brain is sort of a fundamental part of Ghostbase. And if you write for yourself, really what you want to do is import every bit of content that you've ever created, all of your ideas, your original thoughts, whatever it might be. Just bring it in here and let the digital brain kind of organize it all for you. So to do that, you just hit New, Add to Digital Brain, and there's tons of import options. So you can import files, you can import websites, you can import Notion. If you published, or if you have some published content already on maybe X, LinkedIn, Substack, even YouTube videos, you can import those all with the feeds feature. And one thing that we added in this update, which is probably one of my favorite additions from this update, is the brain dump feature. So if you click on that, I can just ramble away and talk, and I use this all the time just to share what I'm thinking. I'll just do this while walking. I'll record a 5-minute little thing talking to Ghostbase, and then when I'm done, Ghostbase will process all of the random stuff I've said and organize it really nicely and pull out the distinct ideas and save those to the digital brain. I don't want to save this, so I'm just going to exit out of that. But it's really that easy. You just press New, brain dump, and you just start talking. Now, I mentioned if you've already published content, you might want to import stuff with the feeds, and feeds are really useful. I'm going to add one here. So I want to import my LinkedIn content, and it's really nice. You don't even need to connect your LinkedIn profile at all. You can just put your LinkedIn username, so that's mine, and this is, again, really helpful if you write for other people, because you can just put their username in without needing to actually log into their LinkedIn account and get their credentials and stuff. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and connect this and import my past post. And a really great thing about feeds as well is they import your future posts. So every night, it's going to go and look at posts that I have published on LinkedIn and bring those in. So that way the digital brain is always kept up to date. So if you publish content regularly on LinkedIn, X, Substack, YouTube, wherever, even your own blog with an RSS feed, you can import content through feeds just by choosing this feeds option here. And I would highly recommend that if you publish content consistently. Okay, so this, as you can see, it's starting to import all the stuff for the LinkedIn feed, but we don't need to stick around and watch that. Let's get to kind of the main part of Ghostbase, which is the writing. So there's a few ways you can use Ghostbase in this new update. Before the update, is the really only way you could use it was you would sort of prompt, hey, write me a LinkedIn post about this, or you could share some content, and Ghostbase would go off and it would write that, and then you could edit that if you want. But that's not really the best experience for a writer. So what we've done here is we now let you start from a blank canvas. So if I wanted to write a LinkedIn post, I could hit LinkedIn, and it opens up a blank canvas for me to write my LinkedIn post. And we have this helpful thing so you can see kind of where your hook's going to be cut off after the 3 lines and stuff like that. So this is really useful if you want to maybe start, and then you have the super powerful AI chat on the right-hand side, which is the full ability to edit the LinkedIn post. So this is really helpful if sometimes, because when I'm writing a LinkedIn post, sometimes I kind of already know what I want to write and I just want to kind of start writing. Other times I need the chat to help me get some ideas. And then there's most of the time I just want kind of a middle ground, right? Sometimes I want to write, sometimes I want to talk to AI and get it to help me. For this one though, let's chat with AI. And if you've used Ghostbase in the past, you'll notice there's a few new things that happen in the chat when you actually go to chat with it. First, you'll notice a bunch of these different specialist ghosts. So here you can see it use the research ghost. And what those ghosts are is they are specialist kind of agents that are trained really, really well on one specific task. So the research ghost is really, really good at conducting research. So it's going to go search your digital brain for tons of stuff. It's going to find the best angle, right? Because I asked it to pick a topic here, and you can see it kind of explored a bunch of stuff, and it sort of curates this evidence or this research. And now it's handed it off to the LinkedIn ghost, and the LinkedIn ghost is a specialist writer. So it knows kind of all the tricks for what performs well on LinkedIn. It has a ton of super high quality templates. It knows how to write hooks really well. It knows how to avoid that AI writing those AI writing pitfalls and patterns and stuff like that. So you'll notice that's kind of a new flow for how writing happens on Ghostbase. And if you're new to Ghostbase, that's still some helpful information to understand kind of what these ghosts are. Okay, so it's gone ahead and drafted a LinkedIn post for me, and I can fully edit this, like, hello there. I can delete some stuff, things like that. A few kind of cool tips as well here of the editor is you have sort of some ability to create lists on LinkedIn, bulleted lists. You can also just like type dash list item 1, and then it kind of keeps going. List item 2, things like that. So you can treat this kind of as a normal editor, and you can go back and forth with the AI to ask it to edit things, or you can edit stuff here, you can ask for a new version. And yeah, that is kind of the basics of how to use the editor and the chat in Ghostbase. And if you ever want to attach something from your digital brain, remember, it will find things in your digital brain automatically, so you don't really need to do this, but you can hit this, and you can either upload a file or pick a specific kind of resource, maybe from here, that I want it to pull from. Now, a really important thing with Ghostbase is if you have general context, right? So I'm not going to just paste and attach a ton of files to here. What you should do is use that digital brain, right? Because you want to keep that context across multiple chats and multiple drafts, right? So anything like that, put it in the digital brain, it'll organize it all for you. And whenever you write, it'll use these research ghost, or this research ghost, to search the digital brain and find the right content to ground the piece you're writing. And you can press this new button anytime to create some new stuff. So on Ghostbase right now, you can create sort of just generic documents if you just want to write something that isn't covered here. You can write newsletters, email sequences, LinkedIn posts, short form social posts, and we have a ton of new stuff coming soon. We have digital products, viral drops, even like a whole nonfiction book you're going to be able to write inside of Ghostbase, as well as things like Substack notes. Those are coming soon as well. Yeah, so play around with this, and you'll notice each of these kind of has their own editor. So when I'm writing a newsletter, you can see it looks like a newsletter. And when I use the AI chat, it's going to consult the email ghost or the newsletter ghost when it's time to write. And again, that ghost is trained heavily on how to write subject lines that get opens, how to format email text so it's engaging and people stay and click and click through your emails, stuff like that. So I would just encourage kind of playing around with that, getting a feel for the new editor and stuff. And to keep things organized, we add this library page where you can see all of the drafts that you've created. So here's my untitled newsletter and the LinkedIn post that we just kind of touched upon. And you can filter things by whether they've been finalized, which is basically just published, whether they're in draft, the piece they're in, or the type they are, as well as whether they have projects, if they're in a project or not. So projects are another, they've gotten a lot more powerful in this update. So let's just create a quick one. Let's call this like marketing launch or something. So you should create a project whenever there are multiple drafts that you want organized with kind of the same context within one project, one folder. And the reason you can do that is because whenever you use a chat inside a project, it has context on all of the other drafts in that project. So if I go ahead and create a new document, maybe this document is kind of an outline for the marketing launch. So I could call it maybe marketing launch outline. And I could go here and kind of make some outline, some document. And then whenever I go here to make a new chat or create some new draft, it's going to have context for every other thing that is in here. So if you're basically, like I said a second ago, if you are writing a bunch of drafts for one specific project, creating a project is the best way to keep them organized and to get the best writing outputs. On the topic of kind of the best writing outputs, again, I can't stress how important it is to use that digital brain. So whenever you have content that you want to reuse across multiple chats, multiple drafts, put it in the digital brain. Don't just kind of paste it into one big chat, because Ghostbase will perform a lot better if you have if you use that digital brain. And one really cool new thing we added in this update is when you're actually writing something, if Ghostbase notices there's like a gap in your digital brain, or there's like a gap in your knowledge, it'll take a break and it'll interview you for a second to fill that gap, and then it'll save that content back into the digital brain. So that's super useful, and as I've been using this new version a bunch, that thing has been like tremendously helpful. It just kind of quizzes me or asks me some questions when it needs it, updates the digital brain, and gets smarter. So the more you use Ghostbase, the more you interact with it, the more it learns about you, and the more it updates that digital brain. Now, one thing that I also kind of want to show you, and you should probably do this after you set up your digital brain, is if you head on over to settings and voice ID, you'll want to train the voice ID for any content that you, for any platform that you write. So because I updated I set up the LinkedIn feed already, and this happens automatically, so you shouldn't really need to be in here too often. It's already trained my voice ID based on my LinkedIn posts. So whenever I go to write something on LinkedIn, it knows my voice. It is trained on all of my recent posts from LinkedIn. And it actually gets trained on your best performing posts too. So that's really helpful. It kind of learns what works, updates the voice. And yeah, that way, whenever you're writing, they'll have content that sounds like you. And you can connect Twitter as well with a feed, and then get the voice ID when you want to write short form posts. And then for anything else like emails, documents, sequences, things like that, you can just upload some writing samples and it'll learn how you want to write from those samples. It's also important to pick a fallback. So there's a bunch of these kind of voice archetypes you can choose, and whenever Ghostbase thinks it doesn't have enough information on how you like to sound for that format, it'll pull from that fallback archetype. And you don't have to worry about this stuff too much. You should be guided through all of that when you go to set up a space. And all of this advice kind of applies whether you're writing for yourself or writing for a business or writing for somebody else. It just might not be your content that is living in the digital brain, might be your clients or your companies, things like that. Anyways, that is the kind of high-level overview of the new version of Ghostbase. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. You can send me an email at sam@ghostbase.com anytime. One other thing is, if you do run a writing business, I highly recommend checking out this Ghostbase leads section. Let's see if I can click over to that. Yeah, we've completely rebuilt how outreach works in Ghostbase, and it's much more powerful, and it's much easier to stay organized and keep track of all of your clients and stuff like that. So if you do run a writing business or are interested in running a writing business, I highly recommend clicking over to this Ghostbase lead section and exploring that. I'll do another full video on how to use this because that's going to be its own kind of beast. But that is the general idea of this new update on Ghostbase. And if you have any questions, let me know, and let me know how it works out for you. Thanks a lot.